Hi friends, Akshata here from Akshata's Recipes. So today I'm going to share with you a meal that I prepared today for lunch. So I started off by making this garlic chutney which is called Lasaniche Tikhat, which is amazingly delicious. So here I have this dry coconut vati which is easily available in general stores, and I'm just going to grate it using the large side of the grater. So this is called, Kobrachi Vati, and it's easily available in any banya or general store. Now there are two ways of making this. You can roast this lightly, dry roast it, or you can use it as it is. So now I'm using it just as it is. So I'm going to transfer this to my grinder or mixer jar. Generally I roast it, but you can also add it simply like this. And this has a real long shelf life also, this lasun tikhat. Now I'm going to add about 15 small cloves of garlic. Since it's a garlic chutney, so you have a lot of, very strong garlic flavor. Salt to taste. And it has very few ingredients and gets ready also really quickly. And then I'm going to add red chili powder. So I'm going with about 1 teaspoon of red chili powder, and I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of Kashmiri red chili powder because of the I want that lovely red color. And I'm going to coarsely grind it. So just blitz it, don't grind it to a very fine paste. It should be a very coarse paste like this. So this is really, really nice. It's like a small accompaniment to any meal, a vegetarian meal. And if you want this to have a real long shelf life, then you need to store this in a nice, clean and dry glass bottle or a steel bottle, and keep it in a nice, cool and dark place. You don't need to refrigerate it, but you can keep it in any, cabinet or pantry. That way it lasts for a long, long time. Now you can have this with any meal. It's just superb. So the next thing I made is called batatachya kachrya, which is made out of raw potatoes. So you don't need to boil potatoes for this recipe. So here I'm using 4 medium-sized potatoes. I've washed them well and wiped them. And now I'm going to chop them in this way. So first you cut them up into half, and then you cut them up like this into threes, and then very thinly slice them just like this. So use a nice sharp knife. The thinner the slices, the more tasty the vegetable, because the potatoes really become nice and crispy. So you wanted something like this. Don't make them very thick. They should be nice and thin like this. And we're going to leave the potato peel or the potato skin for this recipe. Don't take off the peel because that adds to the crispiness of this kachrya. Now this is a very famous Maharashtrian dish, and it's super simple to prepare. It gets ready very, very quickly. In fact, this entire meal that I'm showing you, I completed this in less than 30 minutes. So cut them, and of course you have to cut these potatoes when you're ready to make the recipe. Otherwise they turn, darken, or they turn black or brown. So cut them when you're just ready to make the recipe. Don't cut them and keep them for a long time. Or if you're doing that, then put them in some water and then completely drain the water out and wipe it clean. But I always prefer to cut the potato just when I'm ready to make the vegetable or the dish. So now once we've done with cutting up and thinly slicing these potatoes, I'm going to heat my pan and add about 1 tablespoon of oil. Once the oil is nice and hot, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of mustard seeds or mohri or rye. Let them splutter really well. And once they begin to splutter, you're going to add half a teaspoon of cumin seeds or jeera. Then I'm going to add 5 to 6 fresh curry leaves, half a teaspoon of asafoetida or hinga, and half a teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi powder. Next, we're going to add our potatoes and give everything a real good mix. See that this tadka or fodni really coats each and every potato really well. That's very key to getting the recipe really right and perfect. And then you're just going to spread the potatoes in this manner, and then you're going to cover and cook it for about 3 minutes, stirring in intervals. So basically you want these potatoes to really fry in this oil really well. They have to be nice and crunchy and crispy. And now that once the potatoes are cooked, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of red chili powder, or you can add it to taste if you want it more spicy or less spicy, some salt to taste. And I'm also going to add a pinch of sugar, which is about 1/4 teaspoon of sugar. This really brings out the flavor of this dish. Again, mix everything really nicely together. And then I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of finely chopped coriander or kothambir. Now I am going to add this kothambir again at the end of the dish as a garnish, but I like to add a little bit of it when I'm cooking the potatoes. It gets nice and crunchy and even, adds a lovely flavor to the dish. And again, cook this for 1 minute till all the potatoes are nicely fried. Turn off the heat and then again garnish with some fresh coriander. And that is it. Your potato dish is ready. Now I'm just going to make some chapatis or puris or rotis, just like all of you make at home. So don't forget to coat them with a little bit of ghee or clarified butter. If you want to see how I make my chapatis, I'll leave a link of a recipe. I think I've uploaded it some time ago. And then I'm going to make some lovely homemade buttermilk or tak or chas. So for that, I'm going to add about 3 heaped tablespoons of homemade curd or yogurt. I'll leave a link of how I make my dahi or yogurt at home. It's super simple. I'm going to add some salt to taste, and then I'm going to use this thing called a ravi, which is a wooden whisk. If you don't have this, you can use a regular wire whisk and just whisk this really well. Now what I do is I count up to 100, just to get it a good whisk. Then I'm going to add about a cup of water. Now this will give me 2 large glasses of tak or buttermilk, or 4 small glasses. So whisk this really well. And I'm going to add half a teaspoon of asafoetida or hinga. Now this is again optional, but it really adds a lovely flavor to this tak. Again, whisk it another 100 times. I mean, counting 100. That way, it gets really mixed very well. And now I'm just going to pour this into glasses. Now I personally like to strain it, but you can have it without straining it also. And then I'm going to just garnish it with some very finely chopped coriander. And that's your homemade buttermilk. It really, it's great after a nice meal. You feel nice and light and refreshed with it. So that's it, guys. This is what I cooked for lunch, and I thought I'd share this with you. If you want to see more videos like this, then leave your comments and thumbs ups, so that I get to know that you like videos like this and I can keep sharing them with you. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll catch you soon in my next video. Take care, guys. This is Akshata signing off. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and also visit my channel for many recipes. See ya, guys. Bye.